Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm doing a requested reading for Sagittarius and Taurus. Looking at what is happening in this dynamic, what is happening in this connection. If this video finds you, it might have a message for you pertaining to your relationship with a Taurus, or if you're a Taurus with a Sagittarius. And also bring you insight into where you are and what to be aware of on your journey in love and relationship at the moment. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship necessarily. There could be some clarity around a connection, a different kind of relationship, but I am specifically looking at the energy from this reading as a romantic connection. Okay, so just seeing where you are energetically, where your person is energetically, what is happening in your dynamic, what to be aware of, what opportunities for growth and evolution it has brought towards you, and what you can look forward to in the future. So we're looking to see what outcomes you can expect in the connection. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, I'm Elif and I welcome you to evolve with me. These tarot readings are predominantly channeled because I am a medium. I do read the cards. They just help me to interpret the messages from spirit. Okay, but these messages are to serve you on your spiritual journey. Every relationship that you have in your life is a physical manifestation, a representation of a relationship the energy of a relationship that is dominant within you. Okay, your relationship with money is about your personal currency. Your relationship with romantic partners is about your connection between the internal divine masculine and feminine. Your relationship with your mother is about what you have active energetically with the divine mother within. We have all these archetypes. We are multi-layered. All right, I'm not just my name, what I do, and my gender. Okay, we are multi-dimensional, we are multi-layered, we are a magnitude of information. And very often we know so little about ourselves, and this experience offers us this information about who we are and where we are at and what we have the capacity to become. And our relationships are the perfect environment to mirror that to us. Okay, so it is to serve, it is not to hinder. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. It's always good to have you. And to the viewer, to the subscriber that's requested this reading, I hope that you find it to be uplifting. I hope that it clarifies some of your questions and just moves you into that higher place. Okay, I am not here to be your guidance system. You have your own guidance system. I am here to validate, to confirm what your guidance system is already guiding you towards knowing. Okay, so if this reading does not resonate, it's not for you. Don't try and make it fit. It's not for you. If it resonates, claim it without a doubt. But if it triggers, this is where your work begins. Okay, I always ask you guys to settle into your intuition, welcome your guides and keepers into your space, and ask them to guide you through the reading. Surely they have come together to bring you the information that you need for your highest good at this time. All right? So take a few moments to do that if you need to, and I'm going to get right into it. Let's begin. The archangels in the north, south, east, and west have their sacred flames burning. I'm feeling a really beautiful energy coming through. I feel like the energy of Taurus and the energy of Sagittarius is ready to come to the table and to have conversations and to communicate. Ready to give space to what is next. I don't feel any blockage here, which is really, really good. So I'm getting the energy of two people that are at a place where they have met with themselves, they have taken their focus away from the other person and external factors long enough to sit with self and to come to certain realizations about what their experience, what the universe has been wanting to show them and help them set themselves free from. And before breakthrough, Spirit is showing me this fog that you cannot see through. You cannot see if your hands are a little too far stretched too far out. You can't even see your hands. This thick fog that always shows up before a breakthrough, and so it almost seems darkest before. It's always darkest before the dawn. That's what I'm hearing. All right, so let's begin with Taurus. Taurus is having a change of heart. Taurus is coming to a place of reevaluating their relationship with happiness, their relationship with love, their relationship with creation. Taurus is coming to realize that a lot of their happiness and a lot of how they experience life has got to do with what they are willing to create. Coming to realize that sunshine and happiness is something that we have to be willing to create for ourselves on a regular basis, on a day-to-day basis. I feel like maybe for Taurus there's been a lot more projection in the past where the conditions and what other people are doing or what other people are not doing would then impact whether Taurus is happy or feels stable or feels insecure. I think that there's been a long journey around the relationship of love, but I am seeing that there are some ghosts from the past that have influenced this. For some of you, Taurus, that's what you are experiencing at this time, but for some of you, this is beginning to move out of the way. So the energy that has influenced this reevaluation, this change of heart for Taurus, is ghosts from the past, where the past returns, the past keeps returning, the past keeps coming back. It could be old relationships, it could be someone from the past, it could be an old unresolved situation, it could be an unresolved situation with the family member, it could be revisiting a business or a area in Taurus's life that hasn't quite worked out, having to revisit, perhaps going back to school, perhaps going back and revisiting the business and taking a new look at it and restructuring and realizing that, okay, there's still some air, there's still some fuel here. It's not completely dead. We can revive this, but in order to do that, we need to perhaps change this, restructure this. So there's definitely these old subjects that have come back in, and it says ghosts of the past because it's a haunting of sorts. It's like, sometimes when things don't work out or when things are not going our way, and I had this conversation with the client that I was doing a coaching session with the other day, where he was very, very stuck in this state of discomfort and suffering, and I was wanting to bring through the communication as to what it is he needs to do, what shifting needs to take place in order for him to get unstuck and to find some relief. And the more that I was wanting to channel the information, the more he was interrupting with, but I just want things to be right. I don't want to feel like this anymore. And if it means that I just totally disconnect from that, then is that what I must do? I just want to push it away. I just want it to be different. And this is what we do, is when we're not comfortable with something, instead of sitting with it and listening to it, which is very much a feminine energy, let me hear what this experience is bringing. Let me listen to what it's activating. What does it trigger? And often when we're in a place of discomfort, it triggers our feelings that it triggers a sense of great injustice, like something is not right. Something must be wrong for me to be feeling this way. But sometimes some things are perfectly right, and that is why you're feeling that way. Okay, so it's bringing me to the message about it's darkest before the dawn. And many of us shoot ourselves in the foot. We're moving forward, we're taking steps forward, and we shoot ourselves in the foot because we can't see the way the mist has come over, and now we suddenly associate that mist with the dark, terrible, negative omen, which means I'd probably be going in the wrong direction all along. Even though the entire time that you've been moving in this direction, it has been intuitively guided. You have known that you are moving in the right direction, but now because suddenly darkness has fallen, it's like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm on the wrong track. Things must be wrong. Maybe this isn't where my focus should be. Maybe I shouldn't care so much. Maybe this is not the relationship I should be in. Maybe this person is the problem. Maybe this condition is the problem. Maybe this situation is the problem. And then we throw the baby out with the bathwater, or we run in the opposite direction. We go back where we came from. That's why we have to start over. And that's why these things keep coming up. It's these situations that keep coming back around, and they haunt us, and then we ask, but what is it? What's going on? Why is this not resolved? Why is this something that's weighing so heavily on me? Why is this haunting me? Why is it that my twin flame keeps coming up, and I'm seeing synchronicities everywhere, and all I'm trying to do is to let them go and to accept that and the question is, accept what? Because your perspective of what is happening is important. I'm wanting to accept that this is probably not right, and that's we're not meant to be together, and union is not meant for us, and to accept that everything was completely opposite to what I initially thought it was supposed to be. Maybe we're not supposed to be together. I just need to accept that there's no harmony. I need to accept that this person doesn't want to speak to me. But there's so much resistance around that. Everything inside of you is saying that no, there should be harmony. No, we should. So there's that kind of acceptance. So let me just cut this off. Let me let this go. Let me accept that this is not going to be a part of my life and put my focus elsewhere. I want to sever from it because it didn't turn out the way I want. Or is it, I'm ready to accept that this is love. That just because it doesn't look the way that I want, that I thought love should look, just because it's not the 3D unity or looking the way that I thought unity should look, doesn't mean that I'm not closer to myself than I've ever been. I'm closer to my divine feminine than I've ever been. I hear myself louder than I've ever heard myself. I'm able to be more present with myself. That is my union. I am in union with my twin flame. It's not 3D. It's not the conditional stuff. It is the energetic stuff, and therefore it is more real and more authentic. And every time that I look at conditions which invalidate the soul union that's taken place within me, and surely that has taken place for my divine counterpart, every time I every time I look at it from a perspective that, it's not yet right because the conditions do not match, I'm looking at it through a lens of illusion and untruth, and I feel a disconnection because I'm disconnecting from my truth. I'm disconnecting from what my soul knows in that moment. And then I feel something is missing because I've separated from myself, because I invalidate all of the individuation that has taken place inside of me through my journey, through my awakening, through learning to love somebody whilst they are free, learning to love someone in their freedom to be whatever it is that they are being guided to be, even if it looks messy to me, and finding joy in that, and not attaching so much negative meaning. So Spirit is giving me an analogy. We look at somebody that lives in a shack. They've just put up a shack somewhere, and they don't live the conventional life where they work a 9 to 5. They live in a little shack. They don't have the luxuries that people have, like a fancy car and all of that, but they walk to the beach. They can spend their day any way they want. They can do whatever they want. We look at that as lack. We look at that as being impoverished. We look at that as shame. How did they end up in that situation? Because we've attached negative meaning to that. But it doesn't mean they're in a bad situation. in some cases, they are more free than the person who puts themselves in debt to have the house and to have the car and to have the career and to have what society has deemed happiness. It's conditions. Nobody's happy. You can walk into people's houses, fancy houses, nice cars, that it looks like they should be happy, and nobody's happy. And it's not conditions that make you happy. It is an internal perspective of your world. It is an internal perspective of and concept of who you are and who people are and the relationships that is the key to your happiness, to a sense of peace, to a sense of to being able to accept. Trying to accept things that everything in your body says is wrong is not acceptance. You're actually creating more resistance. And so I think there's a misconception about what acceptance is. Acceptance is not, I'm just going to accept the things that are not right in my life. No, acceptance is not that. Acceptance is, and surrender is, I'm going to remember that everything in my reality is geared and designed to support me. I'm going to remember that I'm the creator of my reality, that I am not a puny being, that creation is not here by some mistake. We are connected to this, to love. We are connected to source. Everything that lives is valuable, does not have an intrinsic meaning. I attach meaning to it, and I can attach a meaning of value or meaning that depletes my experience. But I am free to do that, and everything contributes to the value of our evolution and my experience. I'm going to start there, and then I'm going to look at this situation from that perspective. How is it serving me? Well, it didn't work out because this person has decided to choose a job over me, or it didn't work out because this person decided to choose themselves. I think that's the hardest thing for people to accept. And I have a lot of people coming to me for reasons. I don't understand what happened. Why did things end? Was there someone else? What did I do something wrong? It's really hard for us to accept that sometimes somebody choosing not to be in a relationship is them choosing themselves. It almost, and it's such an insult to us because it makes us feel like, well, does that mean I was bad for them? No, relationships, often people enter into relationships expecting a partner to fulfill a lot of what is absent, or of a lot of what they are not able to do for themselves. And these are things we don't often see. And then when we enter into relationships, we do a lot of work individually. We learn about ourselves, and then we think that when I'm going to get into a relationship, it's just going to be easy. No, it's always going to be work, because it's always my partner, my ideal partner is always going to be that mirror that reflects to me when I'm not being my fullest self. When I'm dishonoring myself, they're going to reflect that to me. They are constantly going to reflect to me, get back into alignment, because that is what Source does for us with the thing we call life all the time. And someone that comes into our experience that is a physical manifestation of agape love, of true love, is also going to do that. It means showing up for ourselves all the time. And we're lazy. We want to be involved in other people, in getting them to fall in love with us and getting them to like us and doing fun things with them. But we are very, very lazy when it comes to showing up for ourselves. And your soulmate is going to be that mirror, that reminder that, it's time for you to show up for yourself again. Okay? So it's not going to be, I'm going to just have this person's energy automatically push me into alignment every day. This person's energy push me towards happiness, push me towards just being my best version. No. They're a symbolic symbol or manifestation of my inner masculine or my inner feminine. They are the echo or the voice for my inner masculine or my inner feminine. And so it requires being willing to love someone as they evolve and they go through their changes, and to be willing to be vulnerable so that they can do the same for you. And it's okay, and it's a willingness to love someone even though they're not making you their priority 100%, because we're all here to experience life, not to make our world revolve around one person. And so sometimes somebody meeting with you helps them to realize that they need to create space for who they truly are, for the fullness of themselves. And then it takes them on a journey, and you feel abandoned because they didn't take you along. It's not about you, and when we love people, we think that me loving you automatically means that you're indebted to making me a priority or the most important thing in your life, or making your whole world revolve around me. And that's not love. That is not love. Love is being able to experience something without attachment, without making it about you, or seeing them as an extension of you. And we are where we are, right? But we're all in the process of becoming more of who we truly are, more love. Okay? So acceptance is being willing to revisit our beliefs, our concepts, the way that we see things, that to adjust those beliefs and those perspectives in a way that it's as if we're adjusting our spectacles so we can see that situation through a different lens. And digging our heels in and saying, well, no, I believe we were supposed to be together. I believe that this person will be happier with me. I believe that that's the right thing to do, and everybody would be happier if that person does that. And we dig our heels in, and then we just become resistant to the experience, as opposed to changing how we look at things. Okay, this person wants to give space to the same thing I'm giving space to. Why is this person coming into my experience with this these uncomfortable conditions? Ooh, I'm a match to their lack, and they coming to show me that I've got too much lack active vibrationally, or feelings of being wronged, or feelings of not being enough. I've got that too active, and that's why this person's come into my experience. Then we can thank that person. Then we can shift energy. Okay, so that's the sort of reevaluation that's taken place, and people have popped up, situations have popped up to facilitate this reevaluation for Taurus. What has happened in the connection with Sagittarius for Taurus? Okay, so I'm picking up two very contrasting energies here. The one is of a child, of a baby, of something new. So perhaps there might have been a baby or a child, or perhaps there is a child that you guys share, but it could also be a past relationship, because next to it I've got the polar bear. This energy for me is about a feminine energy that is very much in her masculine, controlling, dominant, rigid, stubborn, and she often controls the person, the individual, with money or with security. So sort of holding that over them. So this could be an ex-partner, it could be an ex-wife, it could be a family member that just has this hold over this Taurus, and I think that it could pertain to a business or a child. In order for this Taurus to move forward, this has to be resolved. Sometimes we want to run away from situations that we feel powerless in, that we feel is not balanced, instead of balancing it and then allowing yourself to naturally progress. You try and sever it and just cut it off because it's uncomfortable and I don't want it anymore. And that's why I'm saying you run forward, and you're in a loop. You're just going to find yourself coming back around. Why? Because that experience gives you an opportunity to give space to firstly release the parts, what is vibrationally active in your energy, in your belief system, with regards to your habits, that has attracted that kind of dynamic that is unhealthy. And the what serves you most is to release those things, to grow through that experience, to grow to a more stable, more evolved place where you are not codependent, where you have come to a healthier place, a more balanced place in that situation, and you naturally progress, as opposed to trying to cut it out because I don't know what to do with this, I feel powerless and I just want to run away from it. You're going to run into it in the front. It might be a different person, a different name, a different situation, but you will meet it again because it is part of your evolution. It is part of your growth. Otherwise, it wouldn't show up here. It is meant to serve you. So there's a situation here that needed to be revisited, and it's a ghost from the past. There is something that has the energy of a child. Okay, so when I interpret dreams, for me, the symbol of a business is a child, mainly a male child. Okay, and the symbol of a girl child is often ventures that have a more emotional sense. So it could be family business, being in business with family, or having kids together, that kind of thing. Okay, but that has had to be reevaluated in order to be able to move forward. And I feel like this is what's taking place. This is what's taking place at this time. What's happened for Sagittarius in relation to their Taurus? Okay, Sagittarius, your energy is freedom and adventure. You've been dealing with a lot of root chakra stuff around your stability, revisiting relationship with money, revisiting some of the things that some of the perspectives that you get involved with, some of the experiences you experience that influence a sense of lack, or a sense of lacking control around your money, your sense of security, your sense of stability. I'm hearing from spirit. Sagittarius would ideally like to be on an island on their own and not have to deal with other people, because they feel like if they didn't have to deal with other people, things would go smoothly, because other people are just stupid sometimes. That's what I'm hearing. Like, why don't they get it? Why do they make things difficult? They're the ones that come in and just make my experience uncomfortable. And then Spirit says, but you know intuitively, Sagittarius, that you're giving your power away to people who come into your experience to learn, to grow, to have a co-creative experience. I'm a Sagittarius, and I'm going to share this with you. I've had a recent realization, because I often find myself struggling to navigate between being in my own world, working on my own energy, bringing the energy that I want to bring to the world and into my reality, and to create my reality from that place. And then also being so caring so much about what happens in the world around me, caring so much about other people's happiness, and everybody giving space to the world that they want, the life that they want. And how often as humans we want to give space to better, we want better in the world, but when we have an opportunity to show up, we show up from the place of it's a mess and I'm sick of it, and not from the place of I know this can be better, and right now you and I are having an uncomfortable experience, an uncomfortable interaction, but it's because we're both trying to give birth to the better. So I can choose to do that now. And I had an experience where I felt that somebody was had taken an action that was very, very unfair towards me. Okay. And that it was not right, and that and because I care so much about harmony, and so much about balance, and so much about what is right or wrong, I hold myself at a very high standard. I can sometimes get stuck on that, on the rightness or the wrongness of it. And I teach a lot of this in my coaching. I often find myself, when I'm coaching someone, saying, getting them to a place of what is really making them happy is that they feel that this particular thing is wrong. And then helping them to perceive it through a different lens and realizing that it's not necessarily wrong. It's not wrong. Anyway, getting myself into a real tiz about how, the system is a mess and our systems are collapsing at the moment. So we're in this uncomfortable place between these old systems collapsing and still creating new ones. So, it's a mess, and people just do whatever they want because they know they're going to get away with it, and it's wrong and it's not right. And then the other voice inside of me coming up and saying, but do you want harmony? Remember now, if you go into war, you have abandoned your free will, your choice for harmony here. And then the other voice inside of me would say, but if I don't stand up against these kinds of things, and it's like, okay, that's true. You can, if that's your perspective, that's true to you, and you can choose to take up arms and to fight. But remember, through your experience and your clarity and your evolution, you've already come to realize that Elif, that when you choose to go into war with what is wrong and what is out of harmony, you abandon your choice for your vibration for harmony to go into conflict, and the outcome won't be harmony because you've rejected harmony and taken on conflict. So you're just basically buying into what you believe this person is asserting into your reality. There's no assertion. So what is your choice? I want harmony. Okay, then you need to be willing to look at it from a different perspective. And I got myself into a real tiz with this because I want things to be right in the world, and I want people to just to and I stopped. I said, okay, I'm willing to look at it from a different perspective. I'm listening. What is happening here? Because I want to get to a place of acceptance so that I can let in more harmony. And what Saul said to me is that because you're so adamant, because you're so committed to bringing harmony and to things being right, because you have this ideal perspective of if everybody just opened their heart and was considerate and brought love to the table and didn't always approach things from a place of lack and shortage, that we would give space to more connection and beauty in our world. And by choosing your perspective and making this other person wrong because you believe you're right, you're not doing what it is you want to create in the world. Okay. What is it this person's bringing? What is really happening? And Spirit said that because you're so attached to things being right, you can't see that actually two people can be right in their perspective. They're bringing two portions of two aspects of things getting into a more balanced place. Just because somebody doesn't see the situation through your lens does not mean that they are wrong. And it doesn't mean you're wrong either. Two opposing views can both be right. And that's not a concept that we as humans have. It's new. That's an unfamiliar concept. We've always been taught it's black and white, it's right and wrong. And if I'm right, the other person must be wrong. And I tell you what, that's all I did. I shifted that. And that moved me into a whole new place on the whole topic. And shifted my energy and shifted my perspective enough that I knew my body was still going to catch up with it. And then today there's a resolution that's in my favor that I didn't even have to fight for. You see? So everything is energy. Everything is energy, Sag. And sometimes we make things a little harder than they need to be because for us we process quickly. So we can see, oh, that's not going to work out. That's not what we want. And then we get agitated because why do other people not see that? Why do they make it difficult? And then we've got to spend all this time trying to bring them into harmony. But really, if that person, if that condition can click me out of my own harmony, I was never really in harmony anyway. So you're going through this process, Sagittarius, of discovery to bring in more freedom and more adventure around your sense of security, and your finances and your interaction with other human beings that you often use as an excuse to get yourself into that resistant, uncomfortable place. You're still giving other people a lot more power. And people think when we talk about boundaries, it's about the conditions. No, I can say no, and I'm not going to allow that. But even though I said no, and this is not right, internally, energetically, I was anxious, I was in a knot, I was feeling resistance, I triggered fibromyalgia pain, I couldn't sleep. So boundaries are not only about the boundaries you set with the person in the conditions. Boundaries is how much airtime am I willing to give this? How much agitation, how much energy am I willing to give towards being upset about this? That's where the boundary comes in. And that is what Sagittarius Spirit is showing me Sag is working on at the moment, because there is a shift taking place in the root chakra, which is absolutely going to bring through more favor, more freedom, more adventure around money, and also your sense of security in relationships. Okay. So that relationships are not this thing that you've constantly have to protect yourself from, that you've got to manage, that you've got to, you've got to keep out a little bit in order for you to be okay. And this is interesting because the message that comes along with this is that a wonderful idea, an aha moment is coming into play. Look at this, the energy of this oracle card. You see that pumpkin? Inside of it it looks like all those mechanical pieces, and there's a light bulb. It looks like an invention. So there's inspiration coming in for you, Sagittarius, around creating or inventing something new. It could be writing a book, it could be a song, it could be a business. But you're bringing through new technology. You're bringing through a tool for people to use that is absolutely going to be groundbreaking. It's going to be maybe revolutionary. It's going to change so many people's lives. You are the one, Spirit says, that is the perfect fit for this. This idea, this invention, it's time now to bring this technology, this information through, and you are the person that is an absolute vibrational match that has all of the energy in place, the insight, the inspiration. You're just perfectly matched to bringing this to life, and this is intuitively guided. You are being inspired towards this invention, this creation, which is absolutely going to change your life financially as well. Your whole world is going to change. So that makes sense as to why all of these things are coming up for you. So what's happening in the relationship for Sagittarius with Taurus? What's happened there? Okay, so Taurus has had to clear out something interesting. This card was upside down, and as I was shuffling I could see it, and I was asking Spirit, am I supposed to take that? And this is the one that I pull out. So you see that is the card of loyalty and friendship. So I feel like Sagittarius, what's coming in for you with Taurus is you guys are starting over. Something came up, something popped or pushed its head out. Something popped out. A skeleton jumped out of the closet from Taurus's past. A relationship, a situation that was not healthy, that needed to elevate. A karmic cycle that might have needed to close. Something that needed to shift. Someone or a situation that still had a huge hold on them mentally and financially. Okay? and they needed to reevaluate that. They needed to have a change of perspective and to elevate and to break free on that to break free with regards to that situation in order to move forward towards you, or to offer you, or to have the energy and the situation and the relationship with you and the connection that they want. For you, you're realizing that this is going to be a restart for you guys. You're starting fresh. You've got more information. You've got a deeper understanding of one another's, where your Taurus is, and Taurus has a deeper understanding of what it is that they need to give space to in order to be able to have this harmonious connection and relationship with Sag, to be able to move, to be able to progress. Not run from the past to move towards something better, but to naturally progress and evolve towards something that is a better match for them. And I feel like that's you. You're willing to have this restart with Taurus from the perspective of, I want to build a friendship. I'm not going to focus on the romance so much, and is this person going to play this role in my life? I just want to offer friendship, to allow myself the space to be me, and to give them an opportunity to just get to know me and experience me and be that person that they want to be to me, and for me to just be open-ended about who they are, to witness them and to just love and embrace them as a friend, and then the other bits can come. There is an energy of loyalty, of realizing through these experiences that this person is loyal, does have a capacity to be your best friend, all right, is willing and always ready to give space to being better, to growing more. This is happening very naturally, very authentically. And you do have questions around this other person and the role they play and their intentions with your Taurus. But it doesn't, and for you, you're wondering if this is a threat or something that's going to be an issue moving forward. And that's a big question for you here, okay, with regards to your Taurus. Okay. Let's see what else. Tell me about this. Tell me about this relationship. Weird. My deck is getting all jumbled up and I don't even know how I'm doing it. Is that the energy of this reading? That things just seem to feel like they're all over the show in this connection. And every time that you feel like you're making sense of it and you've got it in order, then it just feels like it's jumbled up again. And this is really, really triggering that need to be in control. Like, what the hell is going on? Okay. Okay. All right. So this other person's energy is coming up a lot here around Taurus. This is definitely what Taurus is processing. Is this past person, the situation where something seems to be blocked. It's this feminine energy that is very much in her masculine, has a tendency that if she's not comfortable, she just cuts things out prematurely without cutting the, what's that saying? Cut your nose to spite your face. And you're the one that ends up without a nose. Wanting to bring justice in there and harmony in there. Okay, so to me this feels like a third party situation. Now, a third party situation doesn't necessarily mean that they're involved with someone else. It's just this external thing that seems to be, I'll give you this example that you might not even have thought of. In my previous relationship, there was no other people, there were no external people, there were no outside people or conditions that should have had any influence on our relationship, but it was all happening in his head. So giving airtime to things that are outside, to situations with an ex that made him feel powerless or brought frustration and then brought anger and resistance to the surface. So here you are, you're in a relationship with me, you and I are in this globe, you and I are in this room, and you're processing and fighting and wrestling with things and situations that are outside of the room, but I'm the one feeling what you're creating. They're not feeling what you're creating because you're in the room with me. So it's like, it could be being in a situation with someone that has unhealthy behavior. Perhaps they struggle with their health and they're obsessive about it and they're never happy, and it has an impact on their quality of life. So it's like you're in a relationship not with another person but with their health condition, because you're constantly having to navigate that. If they don't eat well, they end up in hospital, or if they drink excessively, then there are negative consequences that come from that you then have to deal with, because it affects their quality of life. Do you get what I'm saying? Or it could be mental health issues where you're not in a relationship just with this person that is here to be with you, loving you. You're in a relationship with that demon or that monster that they're wrestling in their heads as well. And so you're in this room with this person, but it's not just you and them. You're experiencing their past trauma. You're wrestling with that other voice in their head, or with their mental health. So you're sitting in a situation where you have all of the conditions to be happy, but they can't be happy because they've got this invisible thing that they're wrestling. So that's a third party situation. It's energy as well. It's not just that there's another person. It could be guilt around family members expecting money from them, and they feel pressure, and so they don't enjoy anything that they're doing because they always have this thing in the back of their mind that the sister's waiting for money because she needs to pay for that, or the brother needs to bail himself out because he's made a loan, and he's got all of these other people on his back, or she's got all of these other external conditions on their back. It's this five of wands energy. So they're not able to be present with you. You're not in a relationship just with them. You're in a relationship with their family too, because their family pressures or their family issues constantly bleed into your time together. So that could be a third party situation as well. I'm definitely picking up that. It's coming through for me as a feminine energy. It can be a mom. It can be an ex-wife. It can be take it as it resonates. I'm not seeing that there is disloyalty, that you feel disloyalty from the Taurus, but I am seeing that you are very, very aware of the control and the impact that this other situation has on your Taurus. And this has created a blockage. This has been the thing that's created a sense of something being disconnected, or a blockage between you and your Taurus. And I feel like there is a tendency that when things get uncomfortable, it's just to shut down and to shut off, not to allow you to then, not to, it's different when you sit together and you're like, this is where I'm at, what do we do about this to get ourselves into a better place, so that our time together is not hindered. This person just shuts down. They've been in the situation of just feeling what is the word? a sense of just being weighed down, oppressed by a situation. It's not you, it's an external thing, it's something else. But things are shifting. I'm just not sure that you are seeing this yet, because I feel like this is happening, this is taking place within Taurus, but you see things happen energetically, and then the physical manifestation catches up a little bit later. And I think that the physical manifestation is still to catch up here for you to see, oh, this person's responding very differently to this, or this person's in a very different place on this subject. Okay, so where's Sag at with this? Okay, Sag, well, you know, your energy, Sagittarius, is... you process things at a rapid speed, and you're like, I can already see where this is going. You've revisited and gone back and forth with this, and you've given space to more realization, deeper realization, and you know that this is not something that you want to give energy to anymore. Because when you're sitting and you're like, oh, I want to watch and see if she's going to respond to that trigger differently this time. Or I'm going to watch and see if he's going to make a different choice around that trigger this time. You're also giving that person and that trigger energy. And so a judgment call has been made here on your behalf. It's like you've come to a realization, and you're not going to put up with certain things anymore. You're aware of the fact, Sagittarius, that you need to be very deliberate about where you put your focus and what you give energy to here. What is this? I feel like your energy is a little bit all over the show at times. What you don't like, you pour so much of your fuel into it, and then it creates this massive fire that you then have to put out, and then something else pops up, and then you're busy there too, and you just need to start to really focus on what it is that you are wanting to manifest. What is it that I want to grow? Don't water everything. It's like watering the weeds, and then you're wondering why they're growing so wild, and they're going to kill your plants. You understand? You're coming to new clarity about things. You feel like, look, there's a lot you can be doing. You don't have to devote all of your energy into one place. You're willing to release this if that's what you need to do. At this point, you value Taurus enough to offer them friendship, but you're not willing to move forward in the situation if they've got this monkey on their back. And that's the clarity you've come to. Taurus knows that they will never be free until they've taken this monkey off of their back, and so you're sort of on the same page here. How you do things is different, and that's got to be okay. I feel like you are okay with that, though. You're willing to give Taurus a space to do that. What are the outcomes that we can expect here in this connection? Where is this going in the next few weeks, in the next a couple of months? What is the outcome here for Taurus and Sagittarius? 3 of Wands. Yeah, someone's leaving the past behind. Somebody is ready to let in this new beginning. I feel like you guys are headed for a new beginning. Let's see what else the tarot says. There's a value here. Taurus recognizes the value in this connection, and so does Sagittarius. I'm just being shown that think highly of one another. There is respect here. There is high regard, and it's not because of the two individual. I feel like it's external stuff that needs to be. Yeah, I said I see a new beginning. There's the Two of Cups. Brand new beginning in love, equal give and take. Three of Wands, beautiful. I'm ready to leave this shore. I'm ready to leave this land and go, and I'm ready to let in what's right for me, what I've always wanted, okay? And I'm ready to get on that ship and move towards that. Two of Cups is, this is my counterpart, my divine counterpart, the person that can reciprocate what I'm willing to give, the person that I feel like we're in harmony, I feel like we are right for one another, I feel like we're a great fit. And this has been the connection that's helped me to realize I've got death at the bottom of the deck. This is the connection that's helped me to realize that I've got to go back and lay certain things to rest. I can't just run from them. I've got to lay my dead to rest. Otherwise, their ghosts will continue haunting. But this is two people that love one another. I don't feel like if any conflict that you've had here has been about how you treat one, a personal thing. I don't like this person, or that they do that, or I don't like no, it's been something, an external thing that's come up. Yes, and creating a whole new world and a whole new life. Definitely that is what's coming in for Sagittarius. Something big is coming in with regards to your work, or to something that you're a part of, creating a project perhaps. But you're onto something big here, Sagittarius, and I want to get some, in closing, I want to get some messages for you, just to help you on your journey at this time. Okay, so I hope that I've been clear with regards to the information that's come through. It doesn't matter, even though Taurus is knee deep in revisiting some things that they have not completely resolved from the past. They are moving this relationship or this situation into a new place, okay? For Sagittarius, coming to realize that they want to approach the relationship, a new beginning with Taurus, from a whole new perspective, okay? And that Sagittarius gets to decide what they focus on, and I feel like Sagittarius is focusing more on, being guided towards focusing more on their goals, their dreams, what they're inspired towards, their purpose, and the things they want to bring to life, because there's definitely something big happening here with regards to a new invention, a new creation, something that's going to be quite, that the universe is, that you've been called forth to do. So this is a divine creation that you are a part of. Okay, so it's working on that book, going back to creating that movie, making that music, designing that workshop, whatever it is, you know what it is for you. What is going to happen here is that as you focus on your purpose, your passions, and what you're meant to do, and take your focus away from the things that worry you and concern you in this connection, and rather focus on being a friend and the value of this person outside of these external things, yet making yourself and your placing your focus and making your goals and your purpose and your work a priority, whilst Taurus is re-evaluating, moving things into a new place, laying their ghosts to rest. As you progress from that, naturally you find yourself merging. There's a new beginning here, a new beginning in love. Two of Cups, absolutely beautiful. What is the message you want to give my Taurus on their spiritual journey as they go through this process? is for Taurus and Sagittarius. Okay. So for, let's see here. I think it goes like that. Let's just see what messages you've got. So for Taurus, you got, I just drew an oracle card from my Blue Messiah deck. And okay, this is interesting because this makes sense in relation to how I read this. I drew cards and both your cards fell out for Taurus and for Sag, and I didn't quite know how they should be placed. And so I was just checking here the energy of this so the spirit can guide me towards which card is for who. So I've got the Blue Messiah for Sagittarius. And your message is the spiritual journey is individual exploration into the light of our own deeper truths. In this divided and changing world, many are searching for truth. Many people believe that their way is the best and only way to salvation. This can cause confusion amongst the masses and uncertainty on their individual paths and belief systems. The Blue Messiah represents the divine light of truth within you. Be discerning and trust your inner light and truth to guide you. Don't get caught up in the energy fields of judgment, anger, and fear, which may be emitted from souls around you. Shine your radiant, loving light, dear one. It is only through your unconditional love and compassion that dividing walls melt away. This card serves as confirmation that you are on the right path. You are on the right path. Don't turn down your radiant blue light due to comparisons, condemnation, and criticism from others and their egos. Stand your ground with truth, love, and integrity. Avoid comparing or judging the journey and choices of others, and you will align with your divine truth. The Blue Messiah lives within you, dear soul. Shine this truth with unconditional love and compassion. With an open heart and an open mind, share your loving light with the world. So that's very fitting to the message that came through for you in the beginning of this reading. When we look at a situation from a perspective of what is right or wrong, we've clicked out of unconditional love. We're in judgment. We want to look at it from everything here, everything that's happening in this experience is happening for us. So what is it offering us? What is this person offering me, and what am I offering them that is meant to uplift us, to set us free? Because we can both be right. So what is right from their perspective that I might be missing, and what am I feeling really strongly about that I want to give more space to? Okay. So that's the message there for you in closing. And for Taurus, I've got perfectionism. So let's see what Spirit wants to bring through as guidance for Taurus. A diamond with a flaw is worth more than a pebble without imperfections. Dear one, if you have drawn this card, it is time to really embrace who you are. Even your vulnerabilities and perceived imperfections. Let go of the notion of being someone that your mind says you are supposed to be. Fear wears many masks, and one of the most debilitating of these masks is the need to be perfect. In striving for perfection, energetic blocks of self-criticism and judgment are often formed. These blocks then grow into barricades that not only affect your self-esteem and morale, but may also prevent you from achieving your desired dreams. Embrace your vulnerabilities, dear one. In doing so, you become more authentic in every facet of your life. Let go of what others may think of you and allow your powerful light to truly shine. To accept others, you must first completely accept yourself with unconditional love and compassion. When you do this, the light within you will radiate even more brightly, and you will be of better service to humanity. You are amazing, dear one. You are amazing. So stop giving yourself such a hard time. Rejoice in what you have already achieved and bask in the glory of all your accomplishments. Go forth now with increased vigor, courage and determination. You have what it takes to go all the way. So that is the message for Taurus. So beautiful. I think that's so fitting, where Taurus is feeling haunted by, just feeling haunted by the past and masks that have been worn, and what's at the heart of that is coming to realize that the self-criticism and the self-judgment is not serving, that they have to forgive themselves for the choices they've made. They've got to forgive themselves for the shortcomings, because it's not shortcomings. If you only two things are ever happening. You're either manifesting, ready to let in what you've always wanted, or getting ready to be ready to let it in. Okay? We don't jump from the ground to the 100th step. We take one step at a time to get to 100 steps. That is a natural progression, and it doesn't mean that the person that is already on step 10 while I'm on step 5 is better than me. No, we are where we are, and it serves in the collective as a whole, because we are all in this together. So this is your message. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if it resonates, please let me know. For the person who had requested this reading, let me know. Let me know how it resonates. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. I'm hoping that you receive the guidance that you need. And whatever you guys choose to do, Sag, Taurus, whoever is here watching this video, do what is best for you. Okay, if you've not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do that now. If you'd like to get a personal reading to take a look at your personal situation from a more personalized lens, you're welcome to do so. My email is below. Just contact me for coaching, for spiritual coaching, or for readings. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I look forward to working with you. Whatever you choose to do, do what is best for you. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Love and light. And I'll chat to you guys next time. Bye now.